friends, I was hanging out in my yard and I wanted to make this video really quick because I see a lot of content out here that is really misconstruing this security issue with Harry and Meghan. And I feel like I can speak on that because I've read Courtiers and also because I've been paying attention this entire time. First things first, Meghan and Harry have been arguing since Megxit really that the palace didn't want to provide them with any security. They had all sort of apprehensions about providing security to these two. They were just walking around unprotected all the time. The truth is that Harry and Meghan got married pretty quickly, which meant that the palace staff would have to figure out a lot of things behind the scenes logistically very quickly, which eventually led to the breaking apart of the Cambridges, Catherine and William, when they were the Cambridges, and Harry and Meghan splitting from the Royal Foundation. Because remember, they were all part of the Royal Foundation at first, and then eventually there was a split between them. So logistically, figuring out where the money was going to come from for paying for the security and what level at which they were going to provide that. Keep in mind that as these things were being worked out, Meghan was also still receiving gifts and also, doing her merch stuff, which during her royal days was absolutely prohibited. Then we take it back to January 2020 when Meghan and Harry decided to announce Megxit, which was a surprise to everybody in the royal family. William was taken aback. Catherine was said to have been very surprised. I don't think they told anybody that they were going to leave before they left. And so when they left with their staff, their security. They all went with them to Canada. But these are people who have livelihoods here in the UK. Well, not here. I'm in the US, but in the UK. That's where these people live. So even though they work for the Sussexes, at the time they were dragged overseas, and eventually it was like they were left there indefinitely because we had the pandemic. And so that became a new logistical nightmare for the palace, because then it's like, okay, we need to get those people back over here who live here because they need to get back to their families, back to their homes, etc. But then do we send more people over there? How does that look exactly? That became yet another challenge for them. And then there was the move from Canada to the United States as well, which again just made things more complicated, more difficult. And I think this is the part that I'm filling in. I think that if the palace had to do so much jumping through hoops to try to make this work, and it was stressful and creating a headache, I could absolutely see Queen Elizabeth, Charles, all sorts of people in the palace saying, you know what, this isn't worth it. If they want security, they can figure it out themselves. Every time they tried to make the steps to provide that security, Harry and Meghan made that really difficult.